NBA YoungBoy's guilty plea. This involves his connection to a prescription drug fraud ring. NBA YoungBoy, also known as Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden, pleaded guilty in court. This plea was made on November 18, 2024 in Utah.
In a shocking turn of events, NBA YoungBoy, one of the most polarizing and prolific figures in modern hip-hop, has been handed a sentence that could mark the end of his storied career. Known for his raw lyricism and unfiltered approach to life, YoungBoy has often walked the thin line between success and controversy. However, his latest legal battle appears to have tipped the scales, leaving fans devastated and critics reflective on his tumultuous journey. As the courtroom's final gavel echoed, many were left wondering, is this truly goodbye for the young rap icon who once dominated the charts and the streets alike?
He faced serious charges including identity fraud and forgery. As part of his plea deal, he incurred a fine of $25,000. He is already serving 27 months for separate federal charges.
YoungBoy Never Broke Again, one of hip-hop's most prominent yet controversial figures, has reportedly pleaded guilty to 10 counts related to his involvement in a prescription fraud ring based in Utah. The case, which has been under investigation for months, unveiled a complex operation involving forged prescriptions, illegal distribution of controlled substances, and alleged connections to a broader network of illicit activities. Prosecutors detailed how the rapper and his associates manipulated the healthcare system to obtain and distribute prescription medications, raising serious concerns about the impact on public health and safety. This plea marks a significant development in YoungBoy's ongoing legal troubles, as he has frequently found himself entangled in high-profile cases. Despite his undeniable talent and a loyal fan base that has propelled him to the top of the charts, his career has often been overshadowed by a string of controversies. With this guilty plea, YoungBoy faces the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence, which could drastically alter the trajectory of his life and career. On Monday, November 18th, NBA YoungBoy, born Kentrell Gaulden, appeared in a Cache County, Utah courtroom to face the fallout from a major prescription drug fraud case. The Louisiana rapper, known for his meteoric rise in the hip-hop world, pleaded guilty to a range of charges stemming from an illegal scheme to obtain large quantities of prescription medication. According to ABC4 Utah, YoungBoy admitted guilt to 2 counts of third-degree felony identity fraud, 2 counts of third-degree felony forgery, and 6 counts of misdemeanor unlawful pharmacy conduct. In addition to these guilty pleas, YoungBoy entered a no-contest plea to 36 other charges, effectively neither admitting nor disputing the allegations against him while accepting the court's judgment. The case, which has garnered widespread media attention, highlights the darker side of fame and the pressures that come with it. Prosecutors allege that YoungBoy and his associates orchestrated a sophisticated operation to forge documents and manipulate pharmacy systems to access controlled substances. This courtroom appearance marks a pivotal moment in YoungBoy's career, as the legal repercussions could lead to significant prison time, putting his future in the music industry in jeopardy. Fans, meanwhile, are grappling with the harsh reality of their favorite artist's actions, as the rapper's personal and legal troubles once again take center stage. In a surprising turn of events, Gaulden's legal team secured a plea deal that spared him from serving time in the Utah State Prison. Under the agreement, the 4 felony charges were reduced to Class A misdemeanors, and Gaulden was ordered to pay a $25,000 fine. This development marks a significant break for the Louisiana rapper, whose legal troubles have long threatened to derail his career. While the plea deal allows Gaulden to avoid incarceration, the case underscores the serious consequences of his actions and adds another chapter to his turbulent life. Fans and critics alike are left questioning whether the rapper, who has often found himself embroiled in legal controversies, will use this opportunity to turn his life around, or if his struggles with the law will continue to overshadow his music. Logan District Judge Spencer Walsh agreed to suspend NBA YoungBoy's potential prison sentence in Utah, but the rapper, born Kentrell Gaulden, is not out of the woods. He is expected to serve a substantial 27-month federal prison sentence tied to related charges in a separate case originating from Weber County. This federal case, which involves overlapping allegations of prescription fraud and misconduct, further complicates the rapper's ongoing legal battles. Following his release from federal custody, Gaulden will face an additional 5 years of supervised federal probation, during which he will be required to adhere to strict conditions. The probation period will likely include regular monitoring, restrictions on travel, and compliance with drug rehabilitation or counseling programs, reflecting the gravity of his offenses. This outcome underscores the duality of the rapper's situation. While he avoided a state prison sentence in Utah, the federal charges ensure he will still face significant repercussions. For fans, this news signals a prolonged absence from the spotlight, while legal experts and critics view the case as a stark reminder of the systemic issues that have repeatedly entangled the troubled artist. This is somewhat of a unique case, where there have been multiple jurisdictions involved both in the federal and the state systems, said State Prosecutor Ronnie Keller. This is just really a smaller cog in the bigger wheel of ultimately seeking justice. Born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Kentrell Gaulden, better known as NBA YoungBoy, rose to fame as one of hip-hop's most prolific and streamed artists. Despite facing significant personal and legal challenges throughout his career, Gaulden has achieved remarkable success in the music industry. According to Billboard, he was among the most streamed artists of 2022, with only global superstars Taylor Swift and Drake surpassing him, a testament to his massive digital reach, even without traditional radio airplay. On Spotify, YoungBoy boasts an impressive 16 million monthly listeners, a number that highlights his dedicated fan base and his ability to connect with audiences through his raw, unfiltered storytelling. His music, often reflecting his turbulent life and inner struggles, has resonated deeply with fans, cementing his position as a dominant force in modern hip-hop. However, his ongoing legal issues have cast a shadow over his career, leaving fans questioning how his talents might be affected by his recurring run-ins with the law. NBA YoungBoy, born Kentrell Gaulden, had been living in Utah under strict house arrest conditions, a decision stemming from his involvement in a series of legal issues, including allegations tied to a 2019 Miami shooting. His relocation to Utah in 2021 was part of a courtroom deal crafted by his legal team, who argued that the quieter environment would provide a safer and more stable setting to help Gaulden avoid further trouble. The move to Utah was positioned as a fresh start for the rapper, whose life in Baton Rouge and other urban hotspots often brought him into conflict with the law. By settling in Utah, his lawyers hoped to remove him from negative influences and create a path for rehabilitation. However, his continued legal troubles, culminating in the recent charges surrounding prescription fraud, suggest that even a change of scenery could not fully shield Gaulden from the challenges that have plagued his life and career. During his hearing on Monday morning, Judge Walsh said it was clear that Gaulden was a very talented young man. "I've seen so many times where you have young men and women who have a lot of talent and potential. They can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addictions," Walsh told Gaulden. "I don't want that for you." In April, NBA YoungBoy was arrested at his home in Huntsville, Utah, facing serious allegations of orchestrating a prescription fraud ring. Authorities charged the rapper in both Weber County and Cache County, claiming he posed as a doctor to illegally obtain prescription drugs. Using real individuals' names and birth dates, Gaulden allegedly called in fraudulent prescriptions, which his associates would then retrieve from local pharmacies. This scheme, according to investigators, operated out of his Utah residence, further tarnishing his already troubled legal record. During a recent court hearing, Logan District Judge Spencer Walsh acknowledged the rapper's talent and urged him to seize the opportunity to rebuild his life once he completes his sentence. "I'm sure that in your future, once you're done with your federal prison time, you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life," Judge Walsh said. The case has become another chapter in YoungBoy's tumultuous journey, serving as both a cautionary tale and a pivotal moment in his career. Fans are left to hope that this wake-up call might inspire the Louisiana rapper to refocus on his music and leave behind the legal troubles that have repeatedly threatened to derail his promising future. NBA YoungBoy, known for his meteoric rise in the rap world, also carries a legal history as complex and far-reaching as his music career. His ongoing legal troubles span multiple jurisdictions, involving a tangled web of state and federal charges. Currently, the rapper faces another pivotal moment as he agrees to plead guilty to a federal weapons charge. This development coincides with his house arrest in Utah, where he's also awaiting trial for allegedly orchestrating a large-scale prescription fraud operation, a case that carries an overwhelming 60 felony counts in Louisiana. These mounting legal battles paint a daunting picture of a young star whose life and career remain on the brink. The decision to plead guilty to the federal weapons charge comes as the case is being transferred from Louisiana to Utah, where YoungBoy is already entangled in serious allegations of running a prescription drug fraud ring. His legal team, well-versed in navigating the rapper's relentless run-ins with the law, may see this as a calculated move to mitigate his risks. However, the sheer magnitude of the charges he faces across jurisdictions underscores the precariousness of his situation. For NBA YoungBoy, this is not just about courtrooms and sentencing. It's about whether he can emerge from this legal storm with his career and freedom intact. In court documents filed last week, the rapper, whose real name is Kentrell Gaulden, waived his right to a trial in Baton Rouge, news outlets reported. U.S. District Judge Shelley Dick then closed the Louisiana case and moved jurisdiction to the federal court in Salt Lake City. Gaulden also signed notice of his intent to enter his guilty plea once the case is transferred to Utah. Prosecutors have accused NBA YoungBoy of illegally possessing a firearm during the filming of a 2020 music video in Baton Rouge. As a convicted felon, Gaulden's alleged actions violated federal law, leading to his arrest along with 14 others when authorities seized more than a dozen firearms at the shoot. The 24-year-old rapper now faces up to 10 years in federal prison if convicted, a stark reminder of the heavy consequences tied to his high-profile lifestyle. The transfer of this weapons case to Utah carries significant implications for Gaulden's legal standing, as it enables federal prosecutors to pursue charges in a state where he is already embroiled in separate legal battles. Gaulden faced over 60 felony counts in Utah for his alleged involvement in a large-scale prescription fraud ring. Together, these cases depict a troubling narrative for the Baton Rouge native, who now faces the monumental task of defending himself against serious federal charges on multiple fronts. With the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence looming, the future of his life and career hangs in the balance. Gaulden had been living under house arrest in Utah, attempting to maintain some semblance of normalcy. However, his circumstances shifted drastically on May 10th, when he was taken into custody and held without bond at Weber County Jail, just north of Salt Lake City. Confined to a jail cell rather than the relative comfort of house arrest, Gaulden faces escalating challenges as he prepares to battle these charges. This development adds another layer of tension to an already precarious situation. NBA YoungBoy's lyrics have always reflected the raw realities of street life, but now those realities have come crashing into his own world. With his freedom on the line, the streets that once inspired his artistry may ultimately pull him away from the career and life he has built. For Gaulden, the stakes have never been higher. Earlier this year, NBA YoungBoy had a moment in court that will remain etched in the memories of those present. As the judge prepared to determine his fate, an unexpected smile appeared on his face, an uncommon sight for the usually stoic artist, Kentrell Gaulden. NBA YoungBoy's journey from the tough streets of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to becoming a dominant force in the music industry is a testament to his resilience. His lyrics, deeply rooted in the struggles of his past, struck a chord with millions, propelling him to stardom at a young age. But with his rise to fame came a string of legal battles that threatened to undermine everything he had worked for. His path to the courtroom was anything but straightforward, marked by numerous legal issues ranging from minor offenses to serious felony charges. The charges against him were no small matter. Conviction could result in substantial prison time, casting a long shadow over his future in the music world. As the proceedings got underway, the usual formalities were observed. The case of State of Utah versus Kentrell Gaulden was called in the First Judicial District Court of Utah, County of Cache. On one side, Aaron J.Y. represented the state, firm in his pursuit of justice, while on the other, Zach and Drew Findling, the renowned defense team, stood ready to defend their client's freedom. The stage was set for a critical chapter in NBA YoungBoy's tumultuous journey.
Guys, court for the First Judicial District of the State of Utah and for the County of Cache is now in session. The Honorable Judge Spencer D. Walt is presiding. You may be seated.
All right, good morning. Let's call the case of State of Utah versus Kentrell Gaulden, case 241100468. Counsel, please state your names for the record.
Aaron Jossie for the state. Drew Findling. and Zach Finland on behalf of Mr. Golden.
All right, we're here today for a preliminary hearing and a bail hearing.
NBA YoungBoy was escorted into the courtroom by officers, his demeanor calm and collected as he prepared for his trial on charges related to prescription drug fraud. As he entered, he exchanged a quick, confident smile with his attorney, reassured by the team he had placed so much trust in. Taking his seat beside his lawyers, he watched as they immediately began discussing the day's strategy, signaling that they were fully prepared for whatever challenges the trial might bring. Although the preliminary hearing was officially set to begin, the most significant developments had already taken place behind closed doors. Drew Findling, one of NBA YoungBoy's experienced attorneys, made a crucial announcement. They would waive the preliminary hearing in exchange for a bail agreement. The proposed bail was set at $100,000, which could be secured through a bonding company. This strategic move was designed to secure the rapper's release, allowing him to continue fighting the charges from the outside rather than from jail. It was a calculated effort to keep him out of custody while his legal battle unfolded.
Your Honor, counsel for the state and myself have been in negotiation really since yesterday, but throughout this morning, and I've explained those negotiations to Mr. Golden. We are going to waive a preliminary hearing in this matter. In exchange for that, a bond will be set at $100,000. Mr. Golden will be able to use a commercial company.
This decision allowed NBA YoungBoy to await trial outside of jail, a significant relief for the rapper. While such a move might have seemed risky to most lawyers, potentially leaving their client exposed, Drew Findling was far from an ordinary attorney. With years of experience handling high-stakes cases, Findling had carefully crafted a strategy that would keep his client out of custody, at least for now. Confident in his plan, he negotiated a deal that secured YoungBoy's temporary freedom. Judge Spencer D.W. carefully reviewed the terms with both sides to ensure mutual understanding. Mr. Keller, the state prosecutor, acknowledged the inevitability of the deal given the circumstances and agreed to the terms. The judge then focused on NBA YoungBoy, ensuring the rapper fully grasped the gravity of waiving his preliminary hearing. Without hesitation, YoungBoy responded with a firm yes, placing his trust in his lawyer's judgment. In that moment, he made the bold decision to move forward with the agreement, setting the stage for the next chapter in his complex legal battle. It was a calculated risk, but one that could prove pivotal in his ongoing fight for freedom.
Mr. Golden, have you had enough time to speak to your attorneys about this decision to waive your right to your preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right, you understand that the standard at a preliminary hearing is a much lower burden of proof that the government would have to meet than at trial.
The judge accepted NBA YoungBoy's waiver, setting his bail at $100,000 and scheduling a follow-up hearing in about 60 days. This arrangement also allowed for the defense to attend remotely if necessary, providing some flexibility in the ongoing proceedings. Throughout the hearing, NBA YoungBoy remained composed, answering questions thoughtfully under the careful guidance of his experienced legal team. As the reality of his bail set in, a sense of relief began to show on his face. The chance to await trial outside of jail, secured through the strategic negotiations of his defense team, brought a rare moment of calm. For a brief time, the weight of his legal troubles seemed to lift, offering him a much-needed glimmer of hope as he looked ahead to the next phase of his fight.
With that, we'll conclude this hearing. Court is adjourned.
For NBA YoungBoy, the stakes couldn't be higher. Authorities, in partnership with the FBI, have accused him of orchestrating a sophisticated operation to acquire promethazine with codeine, a powerful and highly addictive, controlled substance. The scheme allegedly involved using stolen physician identities and forged prescriptions to obtain the drug at pharmacies across Utah. 2 women connected to YoungBoy were arrested while attempting to pick up one of these prescriptions, directly linking him to the fraudulent activities. To complicate matters further, NBA YoungBoy allegedly contacted authorities using a disguised voice, adding another layer of intrigue and complexity to his case. The charges he faces are severe and carry potentially life-altering consequences. As a convicted felon, possessing a dangerous weapon could lead to up to 10 years in federal prison. In Utah, unlawful activity, suggesting ongoing criminal behavior, is classified as a second-degree felony. with sentences ranging from 1 to 15 years and fines up to $10,000 per count. With 20 charges of identity fraud alone, each carrying the possibility of up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine, YoungBoy could face a significant cumulative sentence. In addition to identity fraud, he faces charges related to drug procurement and forgery, both third-degree felonies, which carry similar penalties. Possession of marijuana, a Class B misdemeanor, could lead to 6 months in jail and fines of up to $11,000. The sentences for these charges could be served consecutively, meaning one after the other, resulting in decades of imprisonment, or concurrently, which would allow multiple sentences to be served simultaneously and reduce overall prison time. Being identified as the leader of the operation could result in even harsher penalties. His prior convictions, combined with an ongoing federal gun case, could influence the severity of his sentence. If convicted on all counts, NBA YoungBoy could face life-changing consequences, but his defense attorney, Drew Findling, is determined to secure the best possible outcome. Findling, often dubbed the billion-dollar lawyer, is one of the most respected figures in the criminal defense world, known for his expertise in handling high-profile cases, especially for celebrities in the rap and sports industries. Findling has earned his reputation by rescuing clients from difficult legal situations with his aggressive defense tactics. His career began at Emory Law School, where he quickly gained recognition for his sharp legal mind and early victories. What sets Findling apart is his personal approach to legal defense. He doesn't just focus on the case at hand. He understands the immense public pressure and personal challenges his clients face. For Findling, defending a client is about more than just winning in court. It's about protecting their reputation, dignity, and future. His ability to uncover reasonable doubt in even the most challenging cases has made him the go-to attorney for high-stakes legal battles. And he's ready to fight for NBA YoungBoy's freedom.
I've been in this criminal defense space for more than 3 decades. As my practice built up, I would occasionally represent somebody famous. I was fortunate enough to represent Dennis Rodman, Faith Evans, Shaquille O'Neal, and then eventually I represented a guy named Radrick Davis. To me, he's Radrick Davis. To the rest of the world, he's Gucci Mane.
Despite NBA YoungBoy's ongoing legal troubles, he managed to navigate a series of high-stakes challenges that profoundly shaped both his life and career. In August 2017, he faced District Judge Bonnie Jackson, who suspended his 10-year prison sentence in favor of a more manageable 3 years of probation. However, the terms came with strict conditions, and any violation could have meant a return to prison. YoungBoy expressed remorse for his past and emphasized his desire to change for the sake of his family and future, hoping to move beyond his troubled history. This probationary period left a lasting impact on YoungBoy, both personally and artistically. His time in juvenile detention and the legal struggles he faced became central themes in his music. Songs like Untouchable and No Smoke resonated with listeners, capturing the pain and struggles of his life while offering an outlet for his emotions. As YoungBoy's fame grew, so did the public scrutiny of his personal life. Yet, he remained focused on his music, using his determination to rise above his circumstances as a central theme in his work. His debut studio album, Until Death, Call My Name, released in 2018, marked a major turning point in his career, propelling him to stardom. However, his success was overshadowed by more legal issues. In 2018, he was arrested in Tallahassee, Florida, on charges related to kidnapping and assault, stemming from a disturbing incident caught on hotel surveillance footage. The altercation, involving his then-girlfriend Ja Jackson, ignited a media frenzy and further complicated his already fragile legal situation. The violation of his probation led to a 14-month house arrest sentence, adding another chapter of confinement to his story. During his house arrest, YoungBoy faced significant restrictions. He was barred from performing publicly or visiting recording studios. However, the judge allowed him to record music at home, attend church, visit the doctor, and take care of personal matters. Turning his home into a makeshift studio, YoungBoy continued creating music, channeling his isolation and struggles into his art. This period of confinement gave rise to some of his most personal and introspective tracks. Even with the constraints of house arrest, YoungBoy's creativity didn't falter. He released successful projects like AI YoungBoy 2 and 38 Baby 2, further establishing his reputation as a raw, authentic voice in rap. He used social media and digital platforms to stay connected with his audience, maintaining his momentum despite the physical limitations. The probation violation and subsequent house arrest marked critical moments in YoungBoy's life. These challenges forced him to confront the consequences of his actions, while leading to personal growth and a deeper awareness of his influence and responsibilities. His ability to continue thriving in his music career despite these hardships highlighted his unwavering determination and his capacity to turn struggle into success. YoungBoy's story is one of resilience, creativity, and an unyielding will to rise above the obstacles life throws his way. If you enjoyed this video, click on any of the cards on your screen for more similar content. Thank you.